Greetings once again, level 4's multimedia students. Greetings. This is the follow-up to our database discussion earlier on. This is the follow-up to the video on databases, where we were speaking about databases in general, the advantages of databases, disadvantages of databases, etc. It was just an overview on databases. Now I'm going to touch on SQL. SQL is the universal language of databases. If you are going to work with databases as a profession, you need to master SQL. You need to master SQL. There's no doubt about that. So let us go on. What can SQL do? SQL as a language used by databases, even over the internet, wherever you go. SQL is the major language that they use. SQL can execute queries against a database. SQL can retrieve data from a database. SQL can insert records in a database. So you can see the list goes on and on and on. This is what SQL can do. So SQL as a universal database language is a very, very important component for a database expert to learn. Some of the most important SQL commands. The SQL language is made up of commands. The most used one is the select command. This one for extracting data from a database. We have the update command if you want to update information in a database. Delete command. It goes on and on until we come to alter table, the drop table to delete a table. Some of you, this question came in the exam. How do you remove a table from SQL? Some of you were using the delete command. No, the delete command is not used to delete a table. You drop a table. And then also, you create an index and you drop an index. You don't delete an index. Please, let's make sure we try and revise and perfect some of these commands. It's very important as a database professional to know the syntax of the language, how to use the language in your exam. Examples. Students are still struggling to use the select command. You select and then you put the column names and then you say from table. You don't start by saying from table. No. You start with the select command. If you want to select everything or you want to select all, that's when you put that asterisk or that star and then you say from table. Below there's an example. Select customer name and city. Those are the two columns you are going to select. Where are you selecting it from? You are selecting it from the customers table. So from the customers table, you are selecting only the customer name and the city in which they come from. That one should be straightforward, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there is also another one, a distinct statement. We said a distinct statement is used to select something specific. You have to specify, specifically selecting something. Inside a table, a column often contains many duplicate values, and sometimes you only want to list the different distinct values. What do we mean by that? Let's say you want to list at least one person or one student with marks ranging between 50 and 80% or between 50 and 100%. But you do not want to list two students who have got 50 marks each. You just want one student per mark. If you use the distinct statement, it will go alphabetical order and pick the first student with 50% and list them. Then even if there are 4, it will just list 1. Then goes on to 51%, then goes on and on like that. It will not list all the 4 students with 50% and all the 5 students with 65%. It will list just 1, 1, 1, 1. That is if you use the distinct statement. All right. Select distinct, column 1, column 2 from table name. You are using the distinct statement to avoid duplicates in your result from the table. All right, that one should be straightforward. Then we go on to the where clause. Here again, there's normally a lot of marks with that question. Whenever it has appeared in the past papers, it carried a lot of marks. And I see many students losing marks just like that. The where clause comes after the from statement. You use it now to filter your records. You want to extract certain records, not all of them. Select from column 1 and column 2, whatever, then from the table name, and then you want a condition. Let's say you want to filter only people who earn more than 200,000. That's where you use where salary is equal to or greater than 200,000 or something like that. There's an example there from the customers table. You are selecting all the customers from your customers table where the country is equal to Mexico. Only those customers whose addresses are from Mexico, those are the ones you want to list, all of them. So you are using the italic there for the select from customers where the country is Mexico. So people, these are the simple things that you just need to master. Another thing is, don't be lazy. Try and practice these commands. Try and go into your databases. The database that I gave you, it has got a sample database where you can practice all these commands. If you practice them, you can remember them better in an exam environment than just trying to cram. Trying to cram doesn't work. Database is a hands-on topic. You need to practice using a database. The one that I gave you, if you have forgotten, I will help you to download again so that you have that database in your machine and you can practice. Please do practice. Don't take it for granted. You can never cram these things and remember them. You need to practice. So select. Also, if it is a numeric, you can put an equal sign. And then you have got the SQL and, or, and not operators. Where condition 1 and condition 2 and condition, you can do that. Or syntax, where condition 1, or you can do this in your database using the and. When they say and, it must, where condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3 are like this. Or whether it's condition 1 is 8 or it's 9 or it's 11. In one of them, it will list it. So you need to practice these commands for them to make sense. You have to put that command ascending. If you say country, then you put a comma, then you put a SC. It will say that it will list the customers by ascending order. But if you don't put that ascending or descending command, it will just list them by country and leave it like that. All right. You have to learn to insert values. This one is very, very specific. You have to insert values into your database, and your database will insert values according to the data type that you have defined when you are creating the database. Remember, we can use characters, you can use varchar, you can use numbers, you can use decimals. So you have to specify, like in your table, column 1, are you supposed to use text? Then the value 1 there must be text. If column 2 you are supposed to use integers, then value 2 there must be an integer. If column 3 you are supposed to use varchar, which is combination of text and numbers, then value 3 must be a varchar as well. So please practice these and make sure that you master them. This SQL delete statement, you are deleting from table, you are deleting certain records from a table, or you want to delete one customer like in the example there. You specify you are deleting from customers where customer name is equal to Alfred's, or where customer name is equal to whatever name that you can specify. But the delete command is limited to deleting records only. You can't delete a table. If you are, remember, when you are deleting a table, you can't delete a table. You have to drop a table. All right, now we're creating a database. It's very simple and straightforward. Create database, database name, that's it. Create database, you are creating a database called test database. There it is. Very simple and straightforward. Drop a database, you just drop a database like that. Very simple and straightforward. You don't have to say delete database, where, what, no. If you are dropping a database, drop the database name, it will just drop it just like that. Create a table, that's how you create a table. People, again, I encourage you, go onto your SQL, that one, the 2.19 version, and learn how to create tables, putting in the column names and the data types and so forth and so forth. Only then can you be sure that you understand. Then you can drop a table there. So I don't want to spend more time here. Now, I just want to conclude by saying the most common SQL hosting databases, that is the databases that use, the most common one that use SQL. It's Microsoft SQL Server, the one that we are using. That is the one that we downloaded, remember. And then we've got Oracle, we've got MySQL, and we've got Microsoft Access. And there are many others. If you Google or if you go on research, you are going to get that there are more and more database manufacturers who are basing their databases on SQL. So ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for the exam, let's not forget some of the questions you can only tackle them if you have been practicing these things practically, not just reading a textbook. This is not a reading topic. SQL is a practical topic. You need to practice one or two so that you are hands-on. When you are hands-on and the examiner asks you in an exam, you are in a better position to answer. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My next video, I promise my next video in the next day or two, that one will be based on internet security. I'm just going to pick one topic on internet security. I'm going to talk about firewalls. My next video, I will be talking about firewalls on network security. That topic, very, very important for us to cover it. So, thank you. Please continue revising, continue studying. Exams are just around the corner. Thank you.